Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. No intro this week. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Just a reminder, Andy Coleman will be my guest on blogtalkradio.com/the Stench of Truth. The link will be in the description box. Check me out Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll be talking about Mothman, of course, the paranormal, and other topics of interest in that line. So if you're interested, join me. Check out my blog also, which is linked up in the description box. I want to make a couple things very clear, okay, in case there was any confusion in previous videos that I did. One, I do not downplay the terrible tragedy and disaster that has happened with the earthquake and tsunami in Japan. And neither do I downplay the potential loss of life and the loss of life associated with the nuclear accidents over there, okay? But I continue to stand by my original assertion that the dangers have been overblown. And let us all hope that I'm correct in that. Because otherwise it could be even a much more catastrophic event, and that would truly be terrifying. So I'm sticking by this, that this is being overblown in order to demonize nuclear energy. And I know a lot of you disagree about the nuclear issue, but I'm going to put it as simply as I can, and that is this. Taking into account the idea that there may be hidden, secret, and suppressed technologies that the government and or corporations have, that a lot of you are calling for them to be released and used. Let's talk about practicality, okay? Is it likely that these fuckers who rob and steal, kill, and oppress everybody are going to release any of that? I think it's highly unlikely. So, if we can get off oil by producing power via nuclear energy in this country, then we could transition to natural gas as a fuel source for transportation. That would eliminate the need to import a vast amount of oil. And that would stabilize this country and protect us, give us a buffer against the instability in the Middle East where a lot of this oil comes from. Okay? So I look at it from a practical point of view. It is a way that can be used in the meantime while you continue to develop alternative energy sources. And I say that that does not include biodiesel, which uses food crops like corn and others. Okay? If you want to do biodiesel, do it with algae or something else that people don't eat, because we need food. No amount of land should be planted with anything that's going to be made into biofuel. It should all be dedicated to food. If you want to do biofuel with something else, go ahead. Develop alternative technologies, but in the meantime, use what we have. And nuclear power is yes, it has potential problems, but everything does. Okay? And my contention is that newer designs like pebble bed reactors are much more stable, much safer, and are able to provide power. Now, I know a lot of you have talked about subsidies. Okay, here's my take on subsidies. If a company comes to the government and says, I want to build this plant, okay, and I need money to do it, that's fine with me. But you know what? You follow all of our guidelines, all of our safety regulations, and you build it within a certain period of time according to our engineered specs, and you deliver it within that time frame. If you fail on any of those, you give back every cent that you are given in a subsidy. Period. End of discussion. Okay? That's the way I look at the subsidy situation. The fact is, we need new power plants, and if they're going to be nuclear and a company needs some help getting off the ground, that's fine. You pay back those subsidies in the form of lower rates for your customers, or by some kind of tax method afterwards. Anyway, do not want to minimize the tragedy that is happening in Japan, but this whole nuclear thing is being overblown as a direct attack on the nuclear industry, and it is being enacted. You're seeing it going on around the world where reactors are being taken offline. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. If you want to take them down, you want to check their safety systems, you want to make sure that they're all operating the way they're supposed to be, fix any problems, find any faults, etc., that's fine. But demonizing the entire industry, when you're looking at the vast majority of this industry is old. It's old stuff. We have better new technology now, and it's a way to transition to newer, cleaner energies in the future. So I say use it. That's my bottom line. Okay, the other thing was about the Saudi Arabia situation. Okay, I said the Saudi royals paid off their people in order to prevent them from revolting. Okay, some people got the impression that I was supporting somehow the Saudis and their pittance of a giveaway to the people, and that is not the case. I'm against the Saudi royals. I'd be very happy to see them thrown out of office and have a revolt in that country, and the people get what they wanted in totality. That is freedom from oppression and freedom from this government, the totalitarian regime, etc. Okay? But the Saudi royals at least recognize the fact that you cannot address a coming revolution without addressing some of the demands of the people. And some of the demands of the people in Saudi Arabia are economic. And they had the ability to do that because they're incredibly fucking wealthy. They could give money to them. And this forestalled it. Do I think that somehow that makes them good? No. Do I support them in any way? No. Did they go far enough? No. But the fact of the matter is, I'm pointing out something. They addressed a need of the people. Something that they would be revolting about. Okay? That's the whole point of why I brought that up. Finally, I want to come back to the United States, okay? You know the economic situation is all messed up, okay? But we had a fucking crash, okay, caused by Wall Street, period. Okay, keep that in your mind, okay? Caused by Wall Street and the banks, right there, okay? Wall Street and the banks caused the economic crisis, okay? They deliberately sold fraudulent securities that they labeled as good, knowing they were crap, okay? They sold these to pension funds around the country, which are all in trouble now because guess what? All the fraudulent securities they were knowingly sold to be crap and garbage lost money, okay? So look at state budgets, okay? In the dumper because of what? Wall Street, right there, okay? And banks. Now, they had financial legislation to supposedly, address some of these issues, and it's commonly called the Dodd-Frank bill, okay? Woefully inadequate. Doesn't even begin to address the problems, okay? At least did put a couple of things in place which might possibly have some benefit, okay? Terribly inadequate. Didn't go nearly far enough, okay? And in that sense, I'm against it in that sense alone. But now you have the Republicans making the Dodd-Frank bill an item that they want to repeal because they think it's too much of a burden on Wall Street, the cause of the economic collapse, okay? Too much of a burden, the extra paperwork, the extra things that they have to do. Well, I guess they're too burdened carrying around their sacks of fucking cash while everybody else is in the fucking poorhouse. All right? So, you have the Republicans who offer absolutely nothing in place of this, okay? The same thing goes with their attack on Obamacare, which I'm against, okay, by the way. But if you do not have a program to replace something, simply attacking something is pointless. Especially when it comes to Dodd-Frank, which might at least have some effect to prevent some major calamity in the economic situation in this country. Okay? If you have nothing to offer, shut the fuck up. attacking Dodd-Frank and taking away what little benefit was got out of it, woefully inadequate as it is tantamount to saying that, yes, we are completely your slaves, Wall Street. We will do everything you want, Wall Street. Where's everybody else at? Out here. Don't give a shit, don't care. Okay? So who finally is going to pay? All right? Who finally is going to pay? The middle class, working people, the working class in this country. And the last time I looked, all the state and county and municipality employees who are in these public unions that everybody's attacking are in that middle class. They are in that working class. They're as much a victim of Wall Street as everybody else. Okay? If you have not read Matt Taibbi's article in Rolling Stones, Why is Wall Street Not in Jail? Please do. I highly recommend it. Now, prosecution is great. All for it, you know. But if I had to take one over the other, prosecution or getting the fucking robbed money back, I'll take getting the robbed money back. Okay? I'd rather have both, but if I can only have one, I want the fucking thieved money back. All right? Now, if no one's going to address the underlying issue, and that is all of the derivatives trading, all of the fraudulent transactions, and everything that was done in Wall Street, banks, corporations, etc. You understand? If no one is willing to say, wait a minute, Wall Street got trillions of dollars in free money from the Federal Reserve, sold fraudulent securities, knowingly ripping off pension funds around the country, and then got bailed out with taxpayer money, and now are sitting on trillions of dollars, not lending it to anybody, doing nothing with it except making more money off of it. If no one is willing to step up and address that issue, and that issue alone, because it is not about anything else, make Wall Street fucking pay for the mess they created, that they got bailed out for, and that they are held not accountable to. Do you understand me? There is no other issue but that issue. And if you allow the Republicans to repeal Dodd-Frank and to water down the woefully inadequate measures in there, then you might as well give the country to Wall Street and say, you know what? I'm just going to pay for the rest of my fucking life and all of my children's lives to make sure all of the fuckers on Wall Street walk away with all the fucking money, all the fucking bonuses, while every state in this country goes bankrupt and the United States turns into a third world fucking country. Get your wallet out, take all the money out of it, and just mail it in a big fucking package to fucking Wall Street. Because that's what you're saying. No other issue. Doesn't matter. Anything when it comes to economics, if it does not demand that they pay, and that is rake it back through taxes, through prosecution, through lawsuits, whatever you have to do. Take it back and prevent them from getting anything else. And put that money where it belongs, back in those pension funds, back to the states, back to the federal government, and then back to the people. It's as simple as that. Thank you. Good night.